Hello, my name is Sean Riley, and welcome to the fourth After Effects tutorial. In this tutorial, we will be going over the basics of adding a filter. To do this, we will have a daytime recording, and what we're going to do is apply a filter over it using shapes that will make it look like it's been taken with night vision. First things first, we have to import that video clip, so we click on File on the top left, Import, File, locate the file. It should be called Garden Recording. Just click on Open, and it should bring it onto our project table over here. If we just left click, drag and drop down to the timeline, it should place it down there. Now what we need to do is right click just off to the edge of the stage on this grey bit, go File, Solid, New Solid, and if we just make sure the color is one of the blacks down near the bottom left or bottom right, and just click on OK. We then need to click on Make Comp Size so that it fits the entire composition, and then click OK. This should put it over it like this, and just it'll be touching all of the edges. Now what we need to do is come up to our drawing tool over on the top left. It will either be called the rectangle tool or the ellipse tool. If you just hold down left click, this little menu will pop out to the right, and just keep holding down left click, hover over the ellipse tool, and then just let go. And now it should change to a circle. Now what we need to do is click somewhere up the top left, hold, and just drag down, and draw it so that it's just a wee bit off all of the sides, as the same distance on each side as possible, and then just let go. Now what we need to do is that has given us this little box down here on the timeline that says inverted. If we tick the box, then it should make all of the border black instead of the middle bit. Now if we come down to the mask and click on the little arrow to bring up all the mask settings, if we go to Mask Feather, hold down left click and drag across, you can see it's making the edge less sharp and it's applying a nice fade in effect. I think about 100 looks good. Just left or just let go of the click, and now we can minimize all of these little tabs for the solid. Now what we can do to make this easier is just right click on the solid, black solid, rename, and we'll call it Filter Edge. Just left click anywhere and it will deselect it. Now we're going to apply the green effect to it. If we right click back on the grey bit of the stage and go New Solid, this time we're going to make the color a lime green. That looks good. Make sure it's the comp size and then just click OK. Now what we're going to do is we're going to rename this. We'll call it Green Filter. Click anywhere and drag below so that the black line is above the garden but below the filter edge, and just let go. Now if we click on the little arrow to the left of the red box for the green filter, and then again on transform, and we'll bring up all of the settings. If we change the opacity, just left click on it and then enter in 50 and push enter. That looks pretty good. Now we can close all of these settings back up again, and that's your green filter applied. Now that the green effect has been applied, we can preview what it would look like. Just click on play, and you can see roughly what it's going to look like with the green filter applied. That looks pretty good, but still not like night vision. Night vision has a slight kind of haze to it. We're going to apply that now. If we just drag the time head back to the start. Okay. Now what we need to do is right click again on the grey, New Solid. If we make this one black again, just click OK. Make sure it make comp size, and then click OK again. We need to right click and rename this one. Rename. We'll call this Haze. left click again. Make sure it's selected by left clicking on in the timeline. We come up to Effect, Noise and Grain, Cross Noise. Now it should replace our project panel with the noise panel. If we just left click, hold down on the amount of noise and just drag across, you can see it's slowly making more. And then if we uncheck this use color noise option, should make it black and white. I think 45 looks about good. If we now left click on the haze options, bring it down, effects, noise, you can see the noise control panel is also there as well. So if we close this one up on the top left, we can still access the noise, amount of noise here. If we go down on the transform option and we just reduce the opacity to about 40%, looks good. So now if we make all of these little tabs smaller, so it's just the base layers, and if we drag this below the filter edge, now the black is on top and it doesn't affect the black. So now we can preview this again, and that looks pretty good, because what the haze tool does is it almost makes a static effect and it changes every frame automatically for us. So that looks pretty cool. Now all we have to do is render it out and it's done. The cool thing with this is if you go File, Save As, and Save As an After Effects project, what you can do later is just replace this garden layer video with whatever video you want, and it will still have this exact filter over it the entire time. So you can take this home and make your own night vision effect videos, and that's pretty cool. I'm just going to go over the render settings again to render it. So we go File, Export, Add to Render Queue. Now it should bring up the render queue and replace the timeline. We click on Render Settings, on the options, you go make sure it's best, resolution is full, we click OK. Output module, we left click on Lossless, and we make sure the format is Windows Media. Just click on OK. And now you click on Output to, and you can change wherever you want to output your video to. I'm going to make a new folder and name it Final Video. Click on that. I shall just save it in here. Now all we have to do is click on the render button on the right hand side and it will render it out. Thanks for watching this tutorial. I hope this helped, and you can go and make your own cool ones using the same filter. Feel free to experiment around with the colors on the filter as well. You can apply a red filter or a blue filter, whatever color you want. And that's what's really cool about these. Thanks for watching this tutorial series. I hope you have learned a lot more about After Effects and what it is, and the pretty cool things you can do with it. Bye.